Hello and welcome to Old Faithful Take Two. I'm your host, Matt Trask. My thanks to Perfect Wave Production, Steve and Jay down here making me look good on camera. And by the way, Perfect Wave Production, just in time for the holidays, has received a large selection of, we could call them vintage amplifiers that are for sale here at Perfect Wave, which includes off-camera an Ampeg combo, probably from the 70s, I'm guessing. An Avatar cabinet, guitar cabinet, 8 ohm to 12 speakers. I don't know much about Avatars. A really, for real, legit Marshall JCM 800 head. And over here, under the 51 Deluxe, which is still here, I can't believe that, is a Traynor amplifier. It's a Canadian company, fine Canadian combo amplifier. And off screen behind my guest, who I'm about to introduce, is a 70s Silverface twin reverb amplifier, 85 watts, loudest clean amplifier on the planet with the original matching Jensen speakers. Come down here, get yourself an amp for the holidays for your loved one or for yourself, and sneak it in the back door and don't tell your wife. Remember to support my friends at Black Coast Blend Espresso and to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Matthew Trask. Thank you very much. That's enough of that. Daniel Carrol, how are you?
I'm good.
Well,
good.
Awesome. Full disclosure, 1 year of high school, I did live with this man's family. So go ahead and tell us about you, buddy.
Me. Well, I think I started playing guitar probably sometime in 7th grade.
Okay.
Ish. And my first guitar was a Taylor Big Baby acoustic.
Okay. All right.
And then from there, I've always played. And then this is actually my first electric guitar. It's a Ibanez Artcore.
Thank you for keeping it.
Yeah. Decently modded,
right?
Or poorly modded by, me and
it looks fantastic. Yeah.
So,
there's stories of mistakes, and we will talk more about this guitar. I do appreciate the fact that we got to start this over because I didn't get to ask you the first time around. The Baby Taylor, did we just go to Haggerty's and buy a brand new one, or was it in a closet or something? Or
yep. I think the guy who first taught me guitar lessons helped us choose it out. It was you probably knew him. Did you ever know Glenn Gower?
I did know Glenn Gower, yes.
Yeah, my dad did a little work for him, and he helped us pick out a guitar and gave me some lessons.
I see. And by the way, the man's not dead. I still know Glenn Gower, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Fine gentlemen, welcome on the show. I hope you're watching, Glenn. Yeah. But that's quite a start, a Baby Taylor. Mm-hmm. That's a very nice.
Yeah, I was more than fortunate.
Right. And we've since you have mentioned that it's somewhat unplayable condition at the moment.
Yeah.
From a little tinkering. Yeah. But that's how we learn.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Exactly. And so then you got this here.
Yep. That's the first guitar I bought with my own money.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I bought that probably my freshman year of high school.
Okay. All right.
And it's seen every single one of those years.
Sure. And why did we pick this?
At the time, I think I was really into the Stray Cats at the time.
Okay.
And, I could never afford a Gretsch.
This is Gretsch on a budget.
Yeah, a lot
sure.
cheaper.
Right.
And, it actually turned out to be really great. It plays really easy.
Right.
Probably the best tuning pegs on any guitar I've ever had. It'll
really?
stay in tune. Huh. If you could not play it for a month, then it'll still be in tune.
It'll still be in tune.
Yep.
Got to pull a knife on it to get it to go out of tune.
Yep.
I'll be there. And what was our first amplifier?
My first amp was an Ampeg SS70, which is a solid state 70 watt 112.
Okay.
I've still got that somewhere.
Right.
But then the first amp, I got that for Christmas one year.
Oh.
And then the first amp I bought, I found an old Fender Bassman on eBay.
Okay.
And I got that. I got the it was just the head. It wasn't a combo.
Okay.
After talking to some people, when I lived in Nashville, I found out it was a 67, I think.
Okay.
A really old one. 67 or a 68. So, I've got that. And actually just a couple of years ago, I found a same kind of period Fender cab.
Oh,
a
nice.
215. So
Right.
it's really beat up, but it's great for playing.
215. So
Yep.
would that have been what kind of came with that at the time?
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just 215s in it. I think they're the original speakers.
That's a whole lot of sound.
It's loud.
Yeah. Right.
So
That's very cool.
yeah.
We might as well talk about this guy,
yeah.
which we're not going to use today, unfortunately. But tell us about this here.
That is a Sun 100S amp. It's that one is also from the 60s as well. Sun is kind of known for just being the loudest amps ever. I mean, I play that amp on 3 at shows. Its show level is 3.
Wow.
Yeah, it's louder than my basement. My basement all the way up, this amp's louder at 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So it's just insanely loud.
Huh. So do we like the tone at 3?
You know, I do.
You do?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I like my amps cranked. 'Cause they're
Right.
like old single channel tube amps,
Right.
you know, when it starts breaking up. So if anyone would let me turn it up louder at shows, I
You
would.
would.
But you start blowing, ears out.
Is
so.
it physically more volume as it doesn't start breaking up, it just gets louder?
No, it'll break up.
Okay.
Yep,
All right.
Yep, that's the thing I've always liked about just single channel.
Right,
It's the
yeah.
same with my basement
Right.
too. When you get around with the basement, I think it's like around 6.
Yeah.
You start breaking up a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
And then with this, I think depending how much I have going in, it'll start breaking up around 4 or 5.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Yeah.
So do we use pedals to get this to break up then at 3?
Yep, I have I have a few on my pedal board right now that I'm playing is I just have a compressor, a Keeley compressor.
Okay. 2 or 4 knob?
A 2 knob.
2 knob.
Yep.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. With compression, I'm like, whatever. I don't
Right.
turn it on. Little sustain.
Right.
You know. And then I have Death by Audio Interstellar Overdrive.
Nice.
Then a Blues Driver into a small clone. I think
Okay.
I have a small clone. I'm not sure the order when I'm thinking about it.
Sure.
But like a small clone. I have a digital delay. I have a reverb pedal called the Fathom by I think it's like Kraken Audio. I don't know. They have an octopus. Oh,
Sure.
You know, kind of design logo. And then I have a Veriphase pedal, which is just an MXR 90 and kind of a wah pedal format. It's a really strange pedal. I thought it was the dumbest thing when I saw it, but my friend gave it to me, and I turned out I loved it. So.
Right, yeah.
And then, and then just a tuner.
Sure.
So.
And how about a shout out for the underrated Boss Blues Driver?
Oh yeah.
That's in the top 2 overdrives every time, and I keep thinking it can't be that one, and every time it is.
Yeah, I just got it, and I was like, I just bought one. My friend Doug, who I play in a band with, the Wake Singers, he got one, and I was like, yeah, I mean, for the longest time as a kid, I always thought Boss was kind of like a cheap whatever pedal.
Right.
You know? And then now getting older, I'm like, hey, they all sound good. So.
And of the cheap whatever pedals, the Blues Driver is the cheapest whatever pedal. And every time it sounds perfect. It's ridiculous. It's
great.
just go buy a Boss Blues Driver. So anyway, back to the show. We're hyperventilating over underrated pedals here. So you play in Mildred and the Wake Singers, you were telling me. Mm-hmm. And we borrow a lot of gear from our good buddy Chris Erickson, although it doesn't sound like you would really need to. You got plenty of cool gear yourself.
I got lots of stuff, that's for sure.
We need to talk about the Dan Electro, the baritone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I picked that up when I bought that from a friend in Nashville, my friend Keegan. He was getting ready to move, so he's selling everything. So I got it for a really good deal and came with my first pedal board because, again, he was just trying to get rid of stuff. So I was like, I'll give you this money. And he's like, here, have the pedal board. Here's 10 chords, whatever.
Oh, right. Nice.
So, and at that time, I didn't even know baritone guitars were a thing.
Right.
But then start playing it, I was like, this is how I feel like guitar should have always sounded.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
bigger, deeper, and everything.
Sure.
So I just play it in like a standard tuning. It's just B, E, A, D, F sharp, B.
Okay. This is standard baritone tuning.
Yep, standard baritone.
Have you ever messed with it at all? Or?
I have a little bit. I think I've always kind of been someone who just plays in standard.
Right. Okay.
Not even drop D for me.
Sure.
I mean, I've done open tunings and that stuff, but playing in Mildred where I'm already switching between baritone and guitar.
Right.
I never want to spend time also changing tunings to stuff.
So in Mildred particularly, is there just one guitar?
Yeah, just me playing. Yep.
Just
and then we have bass.
So if you're playing baritone guitar, that's all there is on the song.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And we're not playing, in that case, what they would call in Nashville tic-tac bass. We're playing guitar chords.
Yeah, I'm playing it pretty much like a guitar.
Okay.
Now I'm playing chords.
Just really low and heavy.
Yep.
Sure.
The way guitar was always meant to sound.
But do you use the Dan Electro much live anymore, or mostly borrow Chris's stuff?
Yeah, I need to work on it, and Dan Electros are just a pain to adjust the necks.
They really are.
Chris has let me use. He's got the electrical guitar company, aluminum neck guitars, so they're super nice. So, I was like, yeah, I'll use that and not fix my guitar yet.
Yeah.
So,
and then we should probably talk about your short horn bass.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got that was, I guess, the first bass I bought. I bought it, I think it was Fair Deal Pawn.
Okay.
Back when I was in high school, just $100, but it's a full scale neck, Dan Electro short horn bass.
Okay.
Silver sparkles. I paid $100 for it. So
nice.
At that time, it was like awesome and getting up there. It's nice maple neck, a nothing body.
Right. For mic or countertops or whatever they make them things out of. Yeah. They're weird, but it's great.
Yeah.
And you use that. That's your kind of gigging bass.
Yeah, actually, right now I'm not using it.
Okay.
I use a different bass.
Oh.
Again, I don't know. It's for all the gear I have, I don't hardly play any of my own stuff.
So what do you use?
With Wake Singers, they just got a few months ago. They got a GNL. I don't know the exact model that GNL has, but it's like the precision bass that GNL made.
All right.
So they got that, and that's what I've been playing with Wake Singers.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, I do. That bass sounds really great, but
do they let you keep it so you can practice on it, or you got to go get it out of the trailer?
Yeah, no, I just practice. I actually at this point I mostly just play bass when I go over to their place. And practice.
See. Okay. All right.
I mean, when a show's coming up, I might work up to remember what I was playing. In
right.
songs,
Yeah.
But, yeah. But no, I've got a couple of basses. So, and I guess playing on a different neck. Actually, that GNL, the neck is really not too different from anything. So
okay. All right.
That one's not too hard to get used to. No, but it sounds great. And then I guess the other bass I have a Guild Pilot bass.
Hey.
So that one I bought just because I wanted active pickups.
Sure.
My friend's dad was really into them, so he had like 5 of them. And
my.
He gave me the one he wanted least.
That's really into them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like the active pickups?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds good. It really works really well.
Yeah.
I was playing that a lot when I first moved back here. I was playing in a band called David Copeland and the Fathers of Contraception, and I played that a lot in that band.
Sure.
So that's when I picked up that bass.
Okay.
So,
cool. Yeah. Well, we probably need to keep moving along. So I tell you what, with your permission, I will pick up your baby.
Oh, go for it.
And we will talk about it.
Yeah.
And then I will set it down and we will talk about that. And then we will play a song.
All right. Sounds good.
Go home.
Yeah. Don't worry about dropping it. I've dropped that so many times.
Well, I'm going to try not to. Okay. It might not have many drops left in it.
Who knows? Yeah.
Tell us about this. By the way, I'm just in heaven right now. This is awesome.
So I think the very first thing I changed on it was the tremolo.
Okay.
It had just kind of a cheesy Ibanez tremolo. If you bumped it, it'd go out of tune.
Right. Yeah.
So I bought a Bigsby, and then my dad and I put that on. A lot better. And then I think when I was living in Nashville, that little cut in the bottom of it where the cutout is,
Right.
that almost, you can see where I cut it out on the bottom, but it stopped you pretty much like right at the like 13th fret.
Okay.
It was really annoying. So trying to play in, you couldn't play higher. It's really
Right.
weird because the neck's really far up
Right.
in the body. So I just took a hacksaw to it and cut it out.
By
and
golly, that's exactly what you did.
That is exactly, yep, actually a coping saw, but
Oh,
who's keeping track? You know, I was trying to be precise, I guess. And then at that time I was like, I don't really like the shape of the headstock, so I might as well cut that too.
Really?
Yeah. And then I just taped it together, and it's just been like that.
Right.
At that point I was like, there's nothing really, no one is ever going to buy this thing, so that guarantees I won't sell it.
Right.
And then I put in different pickups.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It came with humbuckers, and I've never had humbuckers I liked when I played. So I put in some single coils.
Okay.
In there. That they're all right. I've actually thought to try different pickups in it, but if I can, I'll just always do
These are like
single
P90
coils.
sort of pickups?
Yeah,
then?
I think they're supposed to be imitation like soapbox, but they're built to fit in a humbucker casing.
Spot. So tell us about, so you're a somewhat new guitarist, and you and your dad decided to mount a Bigsby on this guitar. Was it successful the first try?
It was. Thank goodness my dad is a very good carpenter. My first thought was, I don't know, just tie it on there, being 13 years old, not knowing anything. So he slowed me down. He's like, let's measure it, make sure we'll match up the holes.
Right.
So, yeah, I've never had an issue or any.
Is this the original bridge?
Yes.
Okay.
The only thing that's different on that is one time I took it in to get it adjusted, and they screwed it down. That used to be loose.
Oh.
And they screwed it down to the body. Which I was like, yeah, that's fine with me.
The bridge.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. If you could see those two little screws, that whole thing, you could just move around.
I like that.
Yeah.
I have a guitar with a floating bridge, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah. When they did that, I was like, yeah,
hey,
I'll let
good for you.
So if I did it, I'd probably just use sheetrock screws.
Right. Yeah. Sheetrock screws. Right. And we have cracks in the sides here. Mm-hmm. But they're not affecting anything, or they haven't so far?
No, not really. I mean, not that I've noticed.
Sure.
No, it still plays well. It stays in tune.
Yeah.
Like no other guitar I've ever had.
Well, hey.
And it's probably the guitar I've had to do for how much I've destroyed it.
Right.
It's the one that I've needed to do the least amount of maintenance on.
And we don't even
really
put knobs back on when they fall off.
Yeah.
Where'd all the knobs go?
I think I might have a few, but yeah, they started falling off, and after a while, I was just tired of putting them on.
Okay.
That's the same on my telly. All the knobs, they always fall off.
They fall off.
Someone charges you $60 to put them on.
Right.
And you.
So do we bust our knuckles when we get really into it?
Sometimes I don't usually smash my hand on those. They're out of the way enough for me.
They're out of the way enough for you?
A lot of times I play higher up.
You play up on the neck?
Sometimes up here.
Okay. Right.
I'm always moving around.
Well, I mean, if you start shredding your knuckles, that'd be bad,
Yeah, well,
But it's all working out so far.
Yeah, so far so good.
All right. Well, let me put this back carefully.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
This fine, pristine bit of musical equipment here.
Yeah.
And tell us about that.
This one I just picked up this past summer.
Okay.
I think. And I was just looking for a mahogany guitar, a mahogany acoustic, and this one popped up on Reverb, and it's a Gibson LGO. It's from the early 60s.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact date because Gibson's serial, the way they did their serial numbers was not so much great for identifying stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But the guy I bought it from said, from what I found and what he said, no later than 64, but for 61 to 64,
okay,
early 60s.
right.
So, But yeah, I got it. It was the first time I ever bought a nice acoustic. And in terms of most of this stuff, spent more than $500 on an instrument I play. So,
Sure. Yeah.
it's always a cheapo. So, with all the pandemic stuff, you're not doing anything. You're like, I got a few extra bucks. Yeah. And then when I got it, it actually had a plastic bridge on it that was screwed into the body, and somehow through all those years never destroyed the guitar. But when I got it, I got
Yes. So there's very little markings on it. There's an LGO stamp in the body.
Yep.
There's no sticker or anything. There's nothing inscribed on the back of the headstock, is there? That was before all that?
There is the serial number.
Oh, there is the serial number.
There's a serial number on it. It doesn't, tell. I'm sure I could go to someone who knows their stuff.
Sure.
Instead of me just Googling, they
Right.
could tell me more about it. But,
Right. But it would still, even an expert would be guessing a bit. It would be safe to say it was made in Kalamazoo, Michigan, but that could be wrong. I really don't know. But Gibson LGO, it was a kind of a marketed towards students.
Yep. What he said, this was their student model, which is
Right.
wild to me to think about nowadays. You think of student models, so.
Well, I mean, yeah, now it's become a Gibson vintage, but it's a we hate to use the word plain on a vintage Gibson, but for a Gibson, it is very plain. It's all one wood, single tortoiseshell binding, and this big. What gives it away is this big, thick pick guard that's actually screwed to the body.
Yeah.
And no. Just simple dots on the fretboard. But as they age, and probably when they came out of the factory, they sounded incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and now you love it to death. And
Yep. I've been playing
so
it
do you play a lot of electric and bass? Have we found a way to use this in our musical performances yet?
I actually bought this because I have a lot of kind of more, I guess acoustic solo stuff.
Okay.
That I've thought about just kind of recording.
I see.
And so I bought this to kind of have a nice one because I've been playing a Yamaha, just like a $80 guitar.
Right.
So yeah, I am gonna try to incorporate it.
Okay.
Maybe more with Mildred and Wake Singers. With Wake Singers, it's when we record, it's whoever's playing what.
Right.
And same with Mildred. So
Right.
yeah, anytime I can, anything we can scrounge up for recording, we'll use. If we can find a vibra slap, it's going in there.
Are we going to have the portion of the Mildred show where we have the acoustic breakdown and we sing, "I'm the one who wants to be with you"? Or at any point, is that going to happen?
Not in the near future.
Okay.
I already switched between guitar and baritone, so I'm
okay.
Good to not mess around. Mildred, I guess my approach to our live shows is should be kind of a party.
Okay, the party.
So,
well, we are running out of time here, so I will have you play a song here pretty quick. My thanks to Daniel Carrol for being on the show. Who says, Shay Carroll says, change your string. Remember my sponsorship with Trash K LLC. Large, round, and square bales, and more importantly, custom hang services. 515-0858. Are you ready to play us a song?
I
on
sure
your
hope so.
student model guitar?
Is this gonna, yeah. Is that picking up on the mic? Okay.
Yep.
All right. We'll see. I haven't played this one in a while, but. You sat on the swing and the sun sets in a hazy sort of dusk. You are the best, I want you to know. You have my affection, I'm a mallow, just a pest, but I will bloom and blossom right before your eyes. And you'll say, yeah, I think this guy's alright. And I'll have your attention. I got this in my mind, but my mouth opens and consumes all it seeks. Oh, and if it's alright, I'll just lay by your side and let this quiet warm me. whistles chime, they try to distract me. But you got those eyes, the bluesy brown and white, with your head cocked in its side. All our time is spent on the side, and I'll stay right by yours. It will be just fine. You sat on the swing and the sun sets in a hazy sort of does. And you'll think, hey, yeah, I think this guy's just fine. And I'll have your affection. You oughta seem to me freaking me out again. The way that you move, like nothing's there, lost in the sound again. And I know that you ain't here, freaking me out again. The way that you move, like nothing's there, lost in the sound again. And I know that you ain't here, freaking me out again.
Woo! I like that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.